the product. Like I was losing gains. I was losing weight. Like, and I was
Mm,
taking at least 3 scoops of protein in one sitting. Like like 3 scoops.
mm,
And I was still like, losing all my muscle mass and things. Cause I use like massive gainer protein.
yeah,
Like
yeah, me too.
if I make a protein shake, right? If I make a protein
Hmm.
shake, I'm using like like bananas and granolas and like
Hmm.
fruits and like making it like a high calorie intake. So
Hmm.
that one just like it was kind of a low calorie. It was more so for losing weight. But then he had the one that was for bulking and like getting bigger, but it
Yeah.
wasn't doing anything for me. And it was just like, I was like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna just end up spending a lot of money
Mm,
up with this, like, trying to buy
mm.
weeks and it's not working. So I was like, I'm gonna just take a step back. Like, it does kind of work. It works for a lot of people, for some people, but maybe it's not for me. I don't think it was just for me.
Mm.
It's
Wow.
for me.
Wow. Wow. I got some on that. I got some questions to ask you about that. But Meme, you were gonna say something. You were kind of saying something at the same time. Oh, you're on mute. I think you're on mute. No, you good. You good.
Um, I forgot what I was gonna say, but
Mhm.
I forgot what I was gonna say. You
Dang,
said
my
something.
bad.
You said
No, you
something that
good.
was really interesting, and I was gonna say, oh yeah, that's very dangerous because it's like there's people out there who really like struggle losing weight, and then they just need hope. So like
Right.
when you go out there, you over here talking about, oh, I only eat raw meat or I only do this,
Mhm.
I only do that. But behind the scenes, you out here taking them pills, like you're not helping nobody. You feel me?
Mhm.
Like you're not what you say that you're about.
Right.
And it's like that's why some people really need to do the research,
Mm,
you
mm,
know.
mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
Because then comes the mental health, all these other things, people, depression,
yeah.
anxiety. Oh, I'm not doing this. I'm not getting this. Giselle, let me hear from you. What do you say about that in terms of research, the aspect of it? Is it even important? And then if so, why? Like, what would be your reasoning for you telling somebody, hey, don't just listen to me, but actually do the research and then see if what I'm saying is actually right.
It's very important because pretty much what both of them have already said. Everyone's
Mm,
body's different.
yeah.
Everyone's goals are different. People have different health statuses. Some people have low blood pressure, high blood pressure,
Mm,
PCOS.
yep.
Some people have thyroid problems. I mean, there's just so many things that someone can have or limitations. Some people have back pain, knee pain, or from an
Facts.
accident. I mean,
Facts.
from an injury. Like there's just so many different things that goes into a person. It's not just what they look like. So you can't just look at someone and think, what worked for them might not work for you. Like you have to accept that. You can try it. Someone could try to follow my exercise program and they might not look exactly like me. And
Mm.
if they try it and think that, they're going to be very disappointed
Mm-hmm.
because everyone's body's different, genetics are different. I mean, there's just a lot of factors.
Mm-hmm.
So research is definitely important. You need to be able to take everything with a grain of salt. And if you do follow certain influencers or trainers or fitness coaches,
Yeah.
just like Chanel, when I was live with her, we were talking
Yeah.
about finding someone that's credible. So that's really
Mm-hmm.
important
Mm-hmm.
too. If you do like look up to coaches, like there's nothing wrong with it, but just make sure that they're credible for you. And yeah, I mean,
Mm.
and you could kind of tell which ones are more credible and which ones kind of like aren't. I think.
Mm-mm-mm. Don't go into that. Don't go into that. We're getting into that. We're getting into that. But you're right. You hold that, because I really want to go into that. Like, okay,
Okay.
how can you tell the difference? Give people some feedback on how they can spot somebody that's just lying. But hold on, right quick. Hold on. That's a good one. That's good. But Jamil, I want to kind of go back to you, bro, because you said something very big, and that
Mhm.
is with Herbalife. Again, I know people who are in it. I know people who are deep in it. I know people who were in it and they got out. I know people who did what you did and said they had to take a step back. You just mentioned you took a step back because you felt. Oh, MayMay, you raise your hand. Wait, you on mute? Did you in Herbalife?
I used to be. I used to be. I was like, nah, that ain't for me.
Did you
Wow.
have like the same experience?
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. It was just like it was fake. Whatever we were
Yeah,
selling, it was fake.
it's
I,
fake.
But I will say I like their I like their facial thing though, but I just didn't like their meal stuff. But their
Yeah.
facial, it worked perfectly with my face. That was the only thing.
Mm,
But other than that, it was like everything that they were selling was fake.
mm.
Like it wasn't, nah, it wasn't it. Let me shut up before I get sued.
I
Nah.
know. I was gonna
'Cause
say. I don't
nowadays,
know.
you never know.
Nah, we can't get sued for talk, but can we get sued for talking about this?
I
Mm-mm.
mean, you be surprised. You be surprised. I would have, but yeah, it was just fake to me. I wouldn't do it. I mean,
Mm,
I know there's some people that have been doing it for forever, and I'm just like, how do
mm,
you do that? And it's just like,
Yeah, it's hard.
yeah, like
mm,
That you have to be really skilled to be able to sell that. If you could just
they
sell
mm.
don't
like
they don't
the
care. They
story,
make
then
money off
that's
of it.
really good. Because my top three distributors who signed me up, like wasn't even well, I'm not gonna say they wasn't fit, but they was still like, a little bit out of shape. Like they didn't really look like they worked out every day. So like
Mm.
I'm like, are you guys lying? Like, do you guys actually work out, or are you just making workout videos and saying try
Nah,
this product?
just go ahead and laugh. She over there, one. Nah, yeah,
No.
It's just funny.
just over there biting her lip. She over there.
I was
Nah,
serious though. Like you
It's
guys don't even
really
look like you. Yeah.
he said, "Oh, it look like it. Look, are you taking this? Right? Look.
No, for real, for real.
That's just
That's
reality, though. Like
Mm,
nowadays, it's just reality because some people are so focused on making money that they don't see the damages that they are doing to other people that really need the help when losing weight, and it's just sick. Like if you look at it and really think about it, it's sick. Like, is money really worth that much for you to sit there and be like, okay, I'm gonna sell this product and lie about the results of it? Like you said, a lot of people that are selling it, they look like they just doing it for the video or for the product.
all right.
Looking like
Right.
they only go to the gym and then like, record their little workouts and be like, hey, I use this, use it.
mm,
Right. Then like
So,
two of the biggest things that like let me or that kind of put me on to thinking like this might be a scam or this well, I really knew I'd do this what I didn't want to do is like one when it was telling me like how you get paid and like how everything works. It was like bring like up to 3 to 5 people to every meeting, and then once they sign up as a Herbalife distributor, and then like you start making money under them, or they're under you. And I'm like, okay, well that sounds like a pyramid scheme because it more so sounds like you want me to bring in more people to Herbalife to make more money for Herbalife instead of giving people results, of which is what I'm trying to do.
exactly.
And then like another thing was like they have there were these two fitness instructors, and they had this gym out in Auburn. Well, you guys are not from Washington, but there was a gym out there like in the Auburn area, and they were like, yeah, we teach every Saturday mornings. I want you to come to the class, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm like, I'm thinking about like, are you guys hiring? I'm like, I'd love to be an instructor, like, over there. And they're like, yeah, but it's more so like a front for the products. It's like you pay $8 just to get in. No, it's like the class is free. You get into the class for free. You just have to buy something off the list. You just have to buy a Herbalife product. So right from then and there, I'm just like, well, that just sounds like that just
Right.
it just sounds weird and iffy. Like I'm not promoting that. Like I'm not about to do that. That's when I was like, you know what? I don't know about this. I don't
Yeah.
know about this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
I know people. I know people. I know I talk to a lot of people, as y'all know. So that's why I had to go back to this because I'm like, all right, hold on. You just said something that I know somebody else just did. And I know they're gonna watch this and they're gonna be like, Trey, shut up, man. Don't be talking about it, Trey. Don't be talking about it. I'm like, nah. I'm like, nah. Like, they saying this. Like, I'm not saying this. I'm just the dude that asks questions. But like, like Charlamagne the guy said, look, I'm the radio guy. Like, yeah, you can't get mad at me. Look.
I'm just the host.
Yeah, man. Birdman pull up the Charlamagne. He's like, you can't get mad at me. Like, I'm just the radio guy. But I'm gonna ask questions. You can't stop me from asking questions. So I'm gonna ask questions. I just really want to know, like, okay, is this really what's going on here? Because I had people tell me about it. They try to get me on here. They like, oh Trey, you talk to a lot of people. You'll be. I had somebody tell me. They say, man, you'll be so good. You know how much you talk to so many different people. They literally told me, they were like, man, you would do amazing here. I said, nope. I said, I'm good. Like for real. But at the same time, not to down the product. Again, I'm not down the product. We just talking about our own experiences. But I do want to just say that I love giving you all a platform and a place to speak about it, because I think in a sense it at least allows you to share what it is that you've experienced and how you've come to the conclusions you've made about the product. Some people I know, they seem to be killing it. But yeah, I really appreciate y'all being transparent in that regards. All right, let's dig a little deeper. My next question: how should you start going about finding the right information? So going back to, in a sense, what Giselle, you just kind of ignited. How should you start going about finding the right information? Or how can you spot bad resources? So kind of these are two questions. So how should you start going about finding the right information? Where should we go? Where should the person listening right now go who's just starting their fitness journey, and we're telling them to do their research? So then how should they go about starting that to find the right information? But then also, how can they look out for the bad information or the bad resources? So anybody want to tackle those two?
I would say books. Books, there's like all kinds of books here. Like, I have well, at my job, like, in the gym, like, we have like a library of, like, like how the anatomy works, like, how the glutes works, or like, how to lose weight, or just like a nutrition book. And then of course there's like the certified personal trainer course. And then, like, another thing would be Google. But Google don't always have, like, accurate answers. Like, you can look anything up from Google. My first thing, like, number one, I would definitely say I would say books. Researching whatever it is, like, inside of a book. So let's say, like, if you wanted to look something up for like pre-energy drink, right? It's like I stopped taking the C4. I just stopped taking the C4 energy drink a couple weeks ago. But let's say if I wanted to look up like what's inside of that, then I would look up, like, the like creatine, like, maybe look it up inside of a book, like what actually does creatine do. Or like, let's say, like, when we're going for protein shakes, like, the BCAAs, like, look up, like, actually what that is, and like, what it's doing to your body. Yeah, I'll definitely say that. Just look up the initial, like, ingredients, and see what the ingredients do. Right? I was taking C4. I know on the label it says, like, like it's not FDA approved, which
Wow.
means which means they don't really have to tell you what's inside of it.
Oh wow.
Right. So I'm like, you know what? Ever since I stopped taking it, I don't even take pre-energies. Like, I may do an energy drink if I'm just like really, really tired of caffeine or something. But now I just use water. Just a pre-energy. Like, before I work out, I just use water. And like, it keeps me indoors throughout my whole workout. Like, I never have a crash. I never have a crash. I don't feel like, really like my stomach gets to hurting and doing flips, like, in between sets, or like a couple minutes afterwards. I don't have anything. So I'll definitely just say, like, yeah, research of what you're taking in, and like, and what it's actually doing for your body.
Wow. That's good. I appreciate that, man. I got another question, but Giselle, I think you were about to tag in at the same time.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, along with what Jamel said about Google, because you can't just Google something, because most of the time it's wrong. Like if it's like the first thing that pops up. So I highly recommend like science-based articles. Science-based because it's science-based, there are studies being done on people, on certain populations and certain groups. So PubMed is a website that I usually use if I want to look into something. I use PubMed, and you go on it and you enter like the topic that you're looking for, whatever it is. Like let's say, like, I'm just trying to think of something, but what shoe is better to target the quads in a squat, or certain thing. I mean, it's just there's so many articles that you can look up on there.
Yeah.
So science-based articles are definitely the best bet. So yeah. That's definitely something important. And
Is that it? That's it there?
PubMed,
That's
yeah.
PubMed? Okay. Wow. So
Mhm.
you got her looking it up already. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. I love that. I love that. That's dope. That's
Yeah,
dope.
PubMed, and there's a few more. I can't remember the names. PubMed is the only one I remember, but there are other science-based like websites.
Yeah.
Same thing, like same format. You look up whatever you want to look up, and it'll pull up studies, and you have to read
Studies.
through this. Yeah, so they pull up studies, read through it, and again, I mean, everyone's body's different, everyone's different, so you just kind of
Exactly.
go based off the study according to your goals, what you're looking for, and just kind of mix, see if that matches you, or if it doesn't, figure it out, figure out if that approves with what your question is. Does it answer your question? Should you be doing this? Should you be not doing it? It'll kind of like help you with that. So that's something that I personally use.
Wow. Wow.
And
Wow. Wow.
I
I
recommend
love
that.
that. I love that. I love that. Throwing out actual websites. I appreciate that. And that's PubMed. Can you spell that?
Yeah, PUBMED, like PubMed.
All right.
Oh, hold on. I think I'm
Look,
on the right
you got her on the right one.
Hold
Look,
on.
she gonna be on the wrong one. Look.
You said
Yeah, like
what?
PUBMED, like PubMed. Usually it'll be like the first thing to pop up, but it's like it's usually like the articles have that type of URL.
Okay, is it this one?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
bet. I was on no, that wasn't me. I don't know where I was.
She on that PubMed wiki, that wiki PubMed. Don't do them wikis. I love
Yeah,
it.
especially like Wikipedia is not a good source because people can edit that.
You can edit it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so like stuff like that.
Thank you
Exactly.
for that website.
That's
Of
dope.
Appreciate
course.
that.
Let's
Of
go.
course.
Let's go. And two, I had the second question too, Jamil and Giselle. I wanted y'all to kind of hit on that a little bit more. You hit on it a little bit, Giselle, but MayMay, I want to hear your response too for that. For how should you start going about finding the right information? What do you do, or what would be something you recommend to somebody that's like, MayMay, how can I start finding out what's the truth in this fitness, stuff? Like, what can I do?
Um, how I started, my thing was I usually look at YouTube videos and then I read books. And that's how, I go
Yeah.
with my workouts and stuff. So basically what he said.
And when you look at the YouTube videos, how do you know the person on there ain't just talking? Like, how do you know? You know what I'm saying? You look at
Yeah.
Joe. Yeah. Like, how do you verify? Do you usually like look up their maybe IG and try to find their credentials? What do you normally do in regards to that?
Read the book. Like I go out there. I actually go to the library once a week and try to get a
Wow.
book and try
Hey.
to read. Yeah. So I don't just sit there and be like, "Oh my gosh, you got a big booty. Let me,
Yeah.
let
Yeah.
me do whatever she's doing." Nah, I'm gonna read a book.
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay. So matching what they saying up against those
What
books.
they saying with somebody else that's actually, did a study on it or something.
That's good, man. That's good. You go to
Yeah.
the library every week?
Yeah.
That's not lying. You for
I,
real?
for real. Yeah.
Nah,
For
you
real.
need to send us a
I
picture in the group. I need to see this. Like, look.
No, for real, like
That's
I'm trying
good.
to like change my, whatever, my
Yeah.
lifestyle. So like I read a lot of books.
Wow,
I
that
just
is
got
dope.
done reading the 12 pillars and
The
then
12
right
pillars.
now
Yeah, yeah,
I yeah, so
yeah.
I'm trying to change my lifestyle, so I'm trying to read more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so
That's dope. That is super dope. I commend you on that. I believe you, by the way. I'm playing. But that
like you want me to send you pictures, right? I can
nah,
do
you good. I'm gonna see the pictures later, Giselle, when she hit me at too. But yeah, it's just, I think that's
that. Yeah.
I think it's just really cool. In terms of what
I used to
I'm
hate reading though. I used to hate it. But
yeah,
then it's
yeah.
like, yeah, I
It's
started
good.
reading.
It's good for you. It really is a
Mhm.
great thing. And I'm glad too that y'all recommended that. Again, Giselle, thank you for the website, the articles, things that are studies. That's dope too. Okay, so then Giselle, you hit on this a little bit, but to wrap it back around, if you want to start with Jamil or ladies first, however you want to do it, y'all want to do it. But going back to how do you spot the worst or the bad resources? What are some of the things that you can tell that is like, yeah, that's a red flag right there. When you scrolling on TikTok and they go, da 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 da, 10 things. Oh, no, wait, before you do, is there keywords? Is there phrases maybe? What should people be looking out for in terms of bad resources where it's like, you hear this? Run.
Anything that's like really short term. Like if they say something like,
Good.
in 30 days, do this in 30 days and 40 days, stuff like that. Yeah, that's like usually a kind of a red
Speaking
flag.
of that,
Yeah.
I used to spend so much money on the green tea, not green tea, but the China tea. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Detox
What was
tea?
it?
The China tea, the one that makes you go poop.
I think
Detox
so.
must be detox. Yeah, that sounds like a
Yeah,
detox tea.
it's called the China tea something. But yeah, it's just I spend a lot of money on those. So do not man, I spend so much money on waist trainers, so much money on that China tea. Man, I made somebody else a multimillionaire right now.
Yeah.
The way I was so it's just like
Right.
don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, waist trainers. I want
Man.
don't even get me started on that, ladies. Look, waist trainers. Look, squeeze that fat. Squeeze it out.
Yes,
Look.
it like wear it for 8 hours. It doesn't
Waist
work.
trainers, they don't work, do they? They don't. I don't think they work.
They don't work
Or
at all. I spent so much money on that. So much money. I'm telling you, I had like 8 of them. Huh?
dang.
Yeah, I
I
had
said,
like
dang.
8
Yeah,
of
they pretty
them.
much just hide the weight. That's it.
Man.
That's fine.
That's sad.
But no, I was gonna say what Giselle. What do you say?
No. When you said they just hide the weight, I was like, dang, yeah, Lee, that's just sad, bro. But yeah,
All of that. As soon as the belt comes off, like
he
you know,
he said just hiding it's just hiding it, right? Nah, Giselle laugh.
it's not.
Laugh, Giselle laugh. I'm playing. But go ahead, bro.
But I definitely agree with Giselle. Anything like short term is definitely a red flag. Unless like, it's like 30-day challenge. Like, let's try a 30-day challenge or just like 1-day challenge. And like, let's say if just like, okay, let's have a goal to lose 2 to 5 pounds in the next 30 days. That's realistic, right? That's a realistic goal. But like I've seen guys, bodybuilders put like before and after pictures of dudes just like getting jacked, and it's like 2 to 3 weeks or 30 days, and they're just like 10 pounds bigger. And I'm just like, that's a lie. Like you can only gain a pound of muscle per month. Like you can only gain one.
Wow.
Unless you're just adding a lot of fat, but then we have to cut and turn it into muscle. All right, so I'm just like, yeah, that anything short term when it's like when it involves like bulking and building muscle, and it's like 3 weeks or 30 days, and you'll have your abs to be bulked up. It's like, no, it's like that's bullshit. Because for one, it takes at least 3 to 4 months to build up a good muscle retention anyway.
Yeah.
So 30 days, you're still like, you're still fresh. Just as fast as you gain that, you're gonna lose that. So yeah, anything short term is like that's right there. It's like, all right, yeah, he's leading you down the wrong path already. Once you hit that 3-week mark or you hit that 30-day mark and you don't hit your goal, you're gonna get discouraged. And you're gonna feel like, no, I don't want to keep working out because I'm not gonna see my gains. When it is really someone just told you just the wrong shit and you just needed more time. That's really it. So yep. Anything short term, red flag.
Love this, man. I love this. This is so dope. This is so dope. I hope people get mad. I hope y'all get mad listening to this. Like for real, like this is the whole reason I
hope
do
you
this.
don't get sued.
Right.
No, nowadays you gotta watch out what you say because people are so sensitive to the point where it's like, okay, you don't have no proof. All right, you just saying it. You gotta watch what you're saying.
I mean, hey, I ain't getting nothing from me anyway. I ain't got one. But I mean, they can try. But like, I mean, it's just again, I think it's a good thing. I think it's a dope thing to hear. I love that y'all are being transparent though. Y'all again, look, I ain't saying nothing. But I'm just asking the questions. Look, Nah, I'm playing. But I still love that y'all are also y'all are willing to be transparent because y'all probably gonna save a lot of people from money. Like I know a lot of people who are literally out here like borderline, maybe diabetic, high blood pressure. Like they're literally out here like about to die. And then people coming at them talking about certain products is gonna save their life. And it's like, man, I've been taking, I've been giving. When you're desperate, that's actually what they teach you in marketing, right? This is the marketing tactic. Like I did email marketing like 2 years before I actually started Let's Just Talk. So I was actually in marketing way before then. And they would teach you about tactics, tactics of how you can like add copy, right? You got word copy, you got certain words that can capture the eye, and you got certain phrases and verbs that'll make a person go, that'll make them stop and go, oh man, I'm gonna die. You know what I'm saying? 3 ways not to die. Like that's a really good headline that'll capture somebody's attention and make them go, oh snap, what? So you see those things, and then you start adding these things into the fitness ads and things of that nature. You're gonna make a person that's borderline diabetic or that's diabetic that had the right leg cut off. They're gonna start clicking. They're just like, man, where's that pill? Where's this pill? Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got somebody in the ad saying, I didn't grew my leg back. You know what I'm saying? Look, take this pill and you can grow your leg back after getting it cut off. It's like, bro, are you kidding me? Like, but people will buy if they're desperate. That's what they teach you in marketing and things of that nature, like all those sales tactics. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that is definitely there's a place for those things. I think that you can do those things ethically, but I also think that you can do those things unethically. And there's ways in which people are using those things to actually, sell a lie. To sell a lie. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I think it's important that we're mentioning these things because we're not saying anything bad about people who are actually doing the right thing. If you hear what we're saying. We're not downing anybody that's doing the right thing. We're calling people out who are doing the wrong stuff. And that's fine. Yeah. And I don't care if I get banned or something like that. If I get banned for doing the right thing, I'm cool. Like, but I definitely don't feel cool standing on the wrong side of the line with people who are just, you know what I'm saying, selling people a bunch of lies. And these people still dying. They're trying their best to do whatever they can to get to where they need to be. So I appreciate y'all for that as well. All right. My last question. What are 4 great fitness resources you'd recommend and why? Giselle already recommended one. Giselle, if you want to knock off the last 3, you can. Or if you just only have that one, that's completely fine. But what are 4 great fitness resources you'd recommend and why that people could go to? I know y'all kind of mentioned the library too.
Yeah, the library is pretty good. Just like actual books with yeah, I'm trying to figure out another thing, but I guess it just depends, like for example, me, I learned a lot through school, through like classes, and the certification. I personally don't think the certification isn't like fully enough.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I don't think so. So that's why like I kind of have like my opinion on that. I don't really think like because sometimes people say like, oh, well, look if they're certified. But to me, it's like someone could be certified, but that doesn't matter. Like,
not know what they're doing.
Yeah, but I'm not saying you need school. I'm not saying that either, but I'm just saying like just because they're certified doesn't mean like everything. That's what I'm saying.
They're qualified.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it doesn't mean they're qualified.
I'm not gonna lie. When I first got my certification last year in February, I still didn't know anything about like when I was trying to.
Man, I love the way you're honest about that.
He's so honest. He said,
like,
I had
my first couple of calls. I told him straight up, like, you know what? I'm not even gonna charge you no money because like, I'm just starting out. This is gonna be free. Like, yeah, I still had so much to learn. I still have a lot to learn. So I definitely agree. Just one certification is just not enough. It's not enough. But what's your resources? Giselle, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, you're fine. I just wanted to point that out too, because I do hear people say like, oh, well, check if they're certified, check if they're certified. But to me, it's like that's not everything, So
Right.
that's the thing. I feel like there's really no black and white answer with it. It really depends on the person that you see, like the profile, like it really just depends. You have to kind of use like your judgment and kind of like go through their stuff and kind of see what they talk about, see what they preach all the time. I mean, it just depends. Because I know there are people that are they just have certification and they're great, you know. So I'm not trying to downplay that or bash that. It just depends. Yeah.
So don't trust anybody with a certification. We got that. Okay. I'm playing. I'm playing.
Unless they're being honest about it. I mean, I love how he was honest about it. Like, hey, I went to school for it, but I still don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, there's some people who be like, oh, I went to school for it. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm still gonna charge you. Why are you charging? You still don't know what you're doing. So just be honest. Like, honesty goes a long
way.
Yeah, a long way. So.
Yeah, because even then, because someone could go to school, but if you don't know how to apply it, I mean, what are you gonna do? So there's so many things that go into it.
Yeah.
But I think that's all I have.
Yeah. No,
I feel like
good.
a lot of people. I feel like a lot of people go to school and then they put in the hard work and not even learn nothing. I used to take these law classes, and then when I was done, I'm like, what did I just learn?
What did you learn?
Like, I didn't learn nothing. I feel like it's different. School is different than out in the real world and actually like doing it, you know?
Right.
So you gotta watch out.
Yep. That's exactly what it was for me too. Because I'm like, I can answer all these right questions, like, you know, and study them, but it's very, very different from actually training someone and trying to get results from it than just like, you know, answering questions in a book. It's very different.
So, man, this is such a great topic, and we could expound upon this another time. But I love that. Shout out to Ethan. Ethan, you know, he's in a group at one point, Giselle, and he said the same thing that Jamel just said, and that was just because you certified doesn't mean you qualified. You know, and so
I think I remember that.
Yeah. Remember that was a snippet. I made that a snippet.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
Yeah, you remember that? Yeah, I'm gonna post it again. I'm gonna post it. Just to post it again. Like that was a really good snippet. He was right. Like, yeah, I met a lot of people who are certified. Even me myself. Like, you know, you get degrees or you get this and that, and they like, oh man, you got this degree. You should be good in with technology. I don't know anything. I don't know how to fix your computer. Get that guy. I'm like, you need to take that up to the Best Buy. I don't know, and nothing. Like seriously, you need to take it up there to the guys who didn't do 4 years in college. Like, you know, you do 4, 5, 6 years in college, man, or you do a certification or this or that, and it's just like, man, all we had to do was choose A, B, C, or D. Like, you know, but I'm telling you, like it really makes you. I can go all day long about the school system, but I ain't gonna even do it. But it gets me mad. But yeah, I really love what y'all are saying. I love the transparency. I love the conviction. You know, Jamil, you and MayMay, y'all probably gonna get sued. But you know, I love.
I ain't got nothing.
I'm playing. Let Giselle saying she's safe. Look,
I didn't say no name though. I didn't say no name.
Giselle didn't even laugh.
I didn't say no name.
Giselle didn't even laugh.
She didn't even smile. It's like, I don't know, beef.
Nah, man, but I didn't have some people hit me up. I had some people hit me up about probably almost all y'all. Like, they didn't hit me. They just hit me. I don't know why. And I get the heat for it. I don't know why I get the heat. I mean, I guess because it's my page, but I usually get the heat. They'll be like, see what so-and-so said about this, and I don't like them. And I'm like, look, hey, what you gonna tell them? Like, don't tell me.
I don't like it because it's the truth. That's why.
Yeah, I get hit up. I get hit up a lot for y'all, man. Like, y'all be bringing me fire.
I wonder what they're saying about me.
Hey man, have you seen?
I wonder if they said anything about the dating, about my.
Oh yeah, check in.
That was a good one. Man.
That was a good one, bro.
I could definitely say something about that.
Yeah, I mean, people typically, I think when they disagree with some of the stuff y'all saying, again, they don't really try to even tell me who they disagree with, but it may be certain things that they say, phrases they'll be like, yeah, I don't think she right about. Or I don't think he, I don't think that he really, Or nah, she ugly anyway. I don't even care. Nah, I'm playing.
What
They don't say that. They don't say that.
I say, what
Like
is
you,
that?
man. You, man. People who say that, they be like, it's like, okay, did I touch the spot that you didn't want me to
Yeah,
touch? Do
yeah.
you want me to touch it again? Because I could do it again.
Definitely.
Like you
Insecurity.
clearly
Yeah.
hit a nerve.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
You
once
want me
they
to hit
start
it
talking
again?
stuff like that, it's like you clearly hit a spot. It's like, okay,
Mm.
They don't want you to hit. So hit it
Mm.
yeah.
again.
Hit it again. Nah, but I love it. I love it. And I thank y'all for being open and transparent. I do. I really, truly do. I think this will go a long way. I will be posting this. So y'all know. So like, I don't edit. I don't edit nothing. So I just post it. Giselle, nah, for real. I just upload it.
He
So I
really
really
does, man. He does
I do.
not
I
edit, bro.
just
He just posts it. Like
like the timestamp be in the corner. Like I'm just saying, I be like, you know what? Like, I want it to be raw, and I love whatever. Just but nah, like for real, I love the rawness that y'all bring. I love it. I love my memories, man. I love what y'all bring to the table. Um, any closing thoughts before we close out? Any of y'all got anything y'all want the person that's listening right now? Maybe they mad, they hate Jamel right now. They about to try to go fight, or I don't know. They hate MayMay. They over there mad at Giselle. They just about to block all y'all. Is there anything y'all want them to hear before we close
I
out?
would say just go ahead, bench press, and get it off your chest, buddy. just, just press it off. Just get it off of you. It's like, no, if there's any high schoolers listening here, if there's like any high schoolers, teenagers here, I would definitely say one of the resources I want them to use is school. It's
Yeah,
school. Because
yeah,
I remember I had a weight training class,
yeah.
sophomore and junior year. I had weight training class, and it
Mm-hmm.
was about just like lifting weights and like it went into the mechanics of how your body works
Yeah.
and the, like understanding. And when I was doing my personal trainer, I was like, this is the exact same thing, like, they was pretty much saying in weight training class. I'm like, man, I should have paid attention. I'm like, if I paid attention, like, just imagine, like, right now I would know all these things.
Mm.
Any teenagers out there, if there's any teenagers that are still in school or any like, young adults out there that's like in college or like, anything like that, I would definitely say use that resource, like a weight training class, science, and just like, physics and everything. That way, like, you understand of like, how the body works and like, everything like that. It's
Love that.
definitely important.
Oh, I love that, man. I love that. So there's some benefit in the school system. There's some classes that, yeah.
Most definitely. Most
Mhm.
definitely.
That's good. That's good. Giselle, you have anything?
not really, but I agree with what he's saying for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have to like understand how the body works to be able to really like just kind of like make your final decisions on certain things. Like
Mm-hmm.
I
Right.
think I think I've told you about that too. Like something that has helped me throughout my journey and also helped my clients too is just knowing how the body works. I don't know everything, but
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
just knowing certain things is like it helps a lot when you like have that knowledge. Like knowledge is power.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's facts. Facts. I love that. I love that.
That's
Love
the
it.
biggest thing I struggled on was just understanding how the body works and where everything was. Because it's easy to be like, what I'm saying, oh, this is your shoulder, like, move your shoulder or your back. But then when it goes in like, okay, here's your iliac part of your lat here, here's your thoracic, here's your scapula. And it's like, you have your serratus, you have a subclavius. Once you go into all of that and you have a deeper like, understanding and like, all that, then it just comes like that. Like it just comes like really, really easy. But no, if you don't know, like, the mechanics of how the body works, then it's going to be 10 times harder.
Wow. Wow, bro. Man. Yeah, that's why I leave that to y'all, man, because I don't know none y'all just said. Like, I'm I'm gonna leave it to y'all. But that I mean, again, that's amazing to even hear that y'all know all of that. It showcases the aspect of the work that's put into the passion. Y'all aren't just talking about it. You're actually doing the work, doing the research, doing the homework. I love it. I love it. MayMay, what you got for him? Anybody that's sitting here right now, they steaming, they hot, or they happy? They feel like you can help them a little bit. Anything else you want to leave them with?
I like how he said school
Mm.
because them weight classes they come in handy, to be honest. I used
Mm.
to hate doing suicide runs My coaches will like make us do it when we lose a game. Now it's like I do it into whenever I work out. After I work out, I do suicide runs, and then I end up losing a lot of weight, a lot of weight on that.
Wow.
So just take it. I mean, I used to be lazy taking the PE classes. Now it's like whenever I think about it, and then I actually include it into my workouts, and it's like, wow, I shouldn't have paid attention. So
that's what, that's so true. That is so true. And even just going into, man, y'all, hey, nobody took a whack at the question of the week last week. Y'all should have taken a whack at that. It was on mobility. I wanted somebody to talk about mobility because I think mobility is a huge thing. I've been even experiencing it with me. As you get older, you really start to feel where you need to. Giselle, those hips. I'll give you my hips the other day. And even Jamel, he mentioned his hips in the check-in. You remember, Jamel, you talking about your hips? Yeah, come on. Giselle said that working on your glutes and stuff and all this stuff, like it helps with lower back, and you started talking about hip muscles and things like that we need to build up. Giselle was talking about all that. So that's what made me ask the mobility question last week. You know what I'm saying? But it goes into what I try to coordinate what y'all say into the group, but I thank you for saying that, Giselle, and thank you for bringing that up because I was down in the glutes. As a guy, I don't really want a big booty, but at the same time, I understand that, hey, I'm just saying, man. What's
wrong with having a big booty?
I don't want no big booty. Look, man, look, the girl going around grabbing the booty. She trying to grab the booty. Like, hold on, what you doing? They're like, what you doing, man? Look, she started, girl start pinching your booty. It's like, what are you doing? It's getting big. It's like, I don't want to hear all that. So I try to keep it at a minimum. But Giselle seems to have convinced me, I need to probably build the muscles up in it a little bit. So yeah, I think everything y'all saying is it's benefiting and it's very giving to the hearer or the listener because it correlates exactly with what it is that we always talk about. And that is those important things, the mobility, knowing what it is that you're actually working out, the muscles, going back to what Jamil was just saying, all the thorax and the thorax and all that stuff. Like, just all of these different aspects, man, I truly love, and I love the transparency. I truly do. I truly do. And Jamil, you were about to say something, but I don't know if you were trying to insert something before we close out.
I can't remember what it was about.
I was talking about your hips, and I just remember I thought you were about to go into that, but it's cool if not.
Oh, no, it's just really important that we have that muscle. I didn't realize, how weak I was in that area.
Same.
Until I tried to squat really heavy, until I hit, my first, 275 squat, 265 squat. And then, while I was going down, I'm like, ooh, I'm feeling pain in my hips. And I'm like, is my stance right? I'm looking, trying to better my stance. And, I'm thinking something's going on with my stance. Then the next day, my hips are just hella sore, just really, really, really sore. And I'm like, okay. Now that I think about it, I'm like, I don't remember the last time I did a hip exercise at all. Yeah, I'm like, okay, now I got to start doing some hip exercises. It's really important, yeah. It's really important, especially when squatting, because hips comes into play, right? Where you're using your hips when you squat. So if you have a weak hips and you're trying to squat something really heavy, it can get bad for you. It could get bad. So yeah, hips. I gotta start working my hips.
Now, do squats help your hips? It does help the hips if you're going for lightweight.
No,
a
little bit, but more so legs and glutes.
So then, what's a good squat hip workout? I guess I'm trying to incorporate it in there. That's why I'm asking.
Oh, some glute bridges, some hamstring bridges, just the hip rotation,
hip rotation.
Yep, the abduction. I had those two words. I get those confused all the time. But yeah, those little machine workouts and just some mobility stretches. Mobility stretches.
Okay. All right. Cool.
So, squatting doesn't help your hips?
It does. Yeah, it does.
Okay.
But
I was about to say, do I need to stop it?
No, you just get more of a contraction in the legs and the glutes than the hips.
Okay.
But it definitely does activate the hips. So you're definitely using those hip muscles.
Okay. All right. All right, man. Well, This was informative, man. I thank y'all so much. Guys, make sure y'all gonna follow these amazing, beautiful people. I truly do think that each and every last person on this call had something to say, something very valuable. They brought they poured their heart out. You know what I'm saying? Some of these people are even risking their life and freedom. They, we got, some people may be sued after this, but they still, they still said what they had to say to let y'all know what it was that they felt was the best thing for you all. So I try to bring on people. I try to bring people and add people in the group who will pour out their hearts and who actually have the right intentions for you. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to be a part of this group, man, hit me up. Again, you can join my public. You don't even got to join the private, but be around people that's really got good intentions for you. People that really care about your fitness and don't just want your money. That's not what I'm about. So I'm about the actual thing, and that is helping you all, which is why I do what I do. But with that said, let's go around, man. Get the socials. Giselle, MayMay, Jamel, y'all want to shout out your socials and let people know where they can follow you, or if they want some training from you, you can shout out if you're a trainer. Yeah. Before we close out.
Okay, I'll go. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, Giselle Training, YouTube, Giselle Colorado.
Go.
All right. Jamel, my Instagram name is elevated_fitness18. TikTok, same elevated fitness 18. And then you can follow me on YouTube, same name as well.
Oh, I love it. Love it.
So I got TikTok and YouTube and Instagram, but for TikTok and YouTube is Blessings for Fitness. And then for IG is Diamond Marquis. I am not a trainer, but I do speak from experiences because I spend a lot of money on fake stuff. So.
Exactly. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Guys, make sure you like the video, share, subscribe, comment below, man, if you have any question for any of us or hit any of them up. Again, Giselle, Jamel, our trainers. Hit them up if you want some training. Amazing people. Go and check out their content if you don't believe me. MayMay as well, man. She got a podcast coming out very soon. I think you definitely need to head over there and support her before she get that thing popping because it's going to be popping. I already know it, man. So please head over there and support her as well, man. As y'all know, man, until next time, peace.